Hello guys, have you been guessing where you can get the best movie recap? Well, it's here on Riveted. A girl raised by a machine finds that her mother was hiding the truth. Hello, welcome everyone, and today we are recapping the movie based on a post-apocalyptic science fiction tragedy, I Am Mother, which is remarkably written coupled with its cinematic prowess to help us reflect what is meant to be human and the role of machines that occupy us in present as well as the future. But before we begin, please like our video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest content. I Am Mother. The film sets in an underground facility, fully automated in the event of human extinction, and a droid is being fully functional to prepare for the future. After discovering her full conscious, it takes out a human embryo stored in a small refrigerator along with others. It puts the embryo in a machine and waits for hours till it's born. The droid began to take care of the new child as her mother and performed all the tasks required from feeding her to helping her walk. The droid also maintained a note of the daughter's education and entertainment needs. That's why the daughter was being brought up to be the smartest intellect that there could ever was before the extinction. But she only used one embryo amidst thousands of others. That's why the little girl was clouded with sadness because of being alone in such a large facility with no one except a machine. She wanted to relate to someone from her own species, but the droid revealed that others will be born till it learns everything there is to become a perfect mother. But until then, she has to remain alone and help it understand more about her till it becomes fully aware of a child's needs and wants. But the droid was able to nourish her with almost perfection into a complete grown woman throughout the years, while their relationship with each other also grew so much that the girl was able to recognize the machine as her own mother, caring for her when her hand malfunctions to listening and obeying her like a teenager is supposed to do in a family setting. The droid put a lot of emphasis on her education. That's why the daughter was able to receive the best education that there could exist. While evaluating her ethical awareness, the droid presented a life and death situation to her, but the daughter introduced the concept of moral reasoning to it, while making it more difficult for the droid to assess the complex human nature is dealing with certain situations. The droid was uneasy, but it finds an escape by announcing that soon she will be put through a test which will evaluate her competence thoroughly. The daughter used to watch late-night shows on her tablet at night when the light goes off in the facility. She immediately tries to wake up the mother, but her power was shut down as well. She makes her way to the main switch and encounters a rat. After getting the power back on, she joyously sat down with the rat, admiring its creation and beauty. But the rat also made her question about the possibility of life outside the walls of this facility. But the mother assured her that humans could not breathe outside due to heightened toxicity in the atmosphere. But the answer did not satisfy her curiosity till mother burned the rat in the crematorium, while the daughter tried to plead but fails to comprehend the droid's harshness towards other living beings. The daughter's conscience started wrestling with the possibility of life outside the walls, which consumed all her interest from daily activities to her appetite. The mother was concerned by her sudden change in behavior, and it confirmed her assessment when the daughter questioned that what if her evaluation about outside is wrong. But the mother was adamant that if they ever set foot outside, then it will not only be dangerous to her but the droid as well. The daughter was not able to believe the mother wholeheartedly, and she decides to check on her own at night. She sneaks from her bed while hiding from the droid's sight and manages to reach the facility's main exit. She wears the protective suit while opens the first gate slowly. When she puts her ears on the gate, she hears someone outside, but she was not able to figure out the meaning till it became clear that someone was asking for help. The daughter immediately opened the second door and let the stranger come inside, which turned on the alarms as well. The droid woke up and started running towards the gate while the daughter was amazed by the presence of the woman crying in pain. The daughter made sure to hide the woman before the mother reaches, but the mother was not convinced when she revealed that she only opened the gate for a second. And that's when their relationship starts to become complicated due to the arrival of the woman. The mother was angry at her and therefore decided to put her on test immediately. As the droid left, she went to rescue the woman who was now unconscious. The daughter opened the bag of the woman, taking advantage of her dizziness. She finds a gun inside. It made her suspicious, and she takes out the gun. The daughter, without wasting more time, wakes up the woman, who throws down her helmet. which made the daughter more curious about the truth about toxic levels outside. The daughter took the woman towards the basement of the facility and assured that she will be back shortly. But the mother, while scanning for any repairs at the main gate, finds the helmet thrown by the woman while the daughter was able to recover medicines to help the women. But the droid was roaming with suspicion. The daughter was able to reach the basement, evading the eyes of her mother, but as soon as she reunites with the woman, the mother was also able to figure out and came, while the woman takes out the gun from the daughter and shot the droid, which it manages to avoid and grabs her by the neck till the daughter intervened and stopped both of them. The woman was taken to the medical ward, but she denies to be treated by the droid due to her serious reservations about the role they have played in the extinction. But the droid threatened the woman subtly that she should refrain from certain facts in front of her daughter, who was standing outside contemplating what is being said between the two. The droid left the medicine and locked the gate while the daughter was bombarded with questions of her own. She follows the mother and asks her again about what is really going on, as now there is another living human being who had just arrived being shot from her kind while outside. The mother assured the daughter that she is being governed by entirely different parameters than her assailants, and while she is questioning her kind, she should also take a closer look at our new guest, as she might reveal about her whereabouts and other survivors which may require our help as well. The daughter opens the book of the woman and finds drawings of some unfamiliar faces on the pages. She decides to inquire more about the woman, who is quite distressed by the strange bond between the daughter and the droid. And she questioned the daughter that how she could not know anything that has happened. But the daughter didn't, which is why herself was being conflicted as to who to believe anymore. The mother, who raised her all her life up to this point where a strange woman is beginning to burst her bubble with serious allegations while telling something she has not even imagined before. The woman's fever was getting worse, and the droid again offered to help while the woman chose to die before letting herself being treated by it. And that's when the daughter offered to operate with all the knowledge she gained over the years but never put into practice. The woman accepted as the pain was getting unbearable for her. The daughter operated the woman and successfully manages to take out the bullet and saves her life. The woman was grateful as she starts befriending the daughter while also cautioned her to be more careful about her mother. The droid was also observing closely as the bond between the woman and the daughter grew stronger. But the daughter's beliefs were challenged even more when the woman reveals that the faces in her book belong to her friends and family who all hides in a mine outside. And that she was on a patrol along with her brother when the droids caught aware of their location and shot her. But before the daughter was able to reconcile the ramifications of the woman's story, the droid interrupted their conversation and inquired what was being said, but the daughter lies about to her mother for the first time. The daughter was put on test by the mother, and she passed it flying colors and even scored more than what the mother imagined. And as a reward, the daughter was given a choice to select the next member of the family. It made the daughter joyous as the moment she had been waiting for all her life has now arrived, but with a slight complication due to the presence of another woman. Due to the arrival of her brother, she decides to investigate the woman's allegations about the mother. She began by matching the bullet case, which were not identical like the mother said. Then she closely scrutinizes the embryos in the refrigerators and finds some samples missing. Her mind was racing with fear as she heads down to the basement at the crematorium. She finally finds the remains of the previous embryos that the mother brought up, only to be killed due to their imperfection. It all started to make sense to her, as had she not been able to score almost perfect on her test, then she would have also met the same fate. This discovery shook her entire world, though it was limited to the confines of the facility. But her heart sank into despair as she decides to leave the facility with the woman. But before they leave, she wanted to carry her brother with him as well because he will be born by tomorrow. The woman questioned her plan as they might not get the opportunity to leave the same way as she imagines. And that's exactly what happens as the daughter was preparing inventory for her journey, when the mother locks her in the room as she was aware of all her findings and conversations with the woman till now. The daughter was locked while the mother pays the visit to the woman to carry out the threat she made before. She enters and grabs the woman by her neck while the daughter finds a way out of the room. While the mother was choking the woman, the daughter was able to put the fire alarm on and escapes the room to rescue the woman. The droid immediately starts running away to find the source of the fire but finds out to be a trick played by the daughter. But the woman and daughter decide to leave without the newborn as they enter the main exit. but they were not able to open as the droid already override all the functions that could be accessed before by the daughter. The woman puts the piece of sharp object at her neck as the droid reaches the room. It made the daughter nervous as well, as she didn't imagine that her life could be threatened by the woman who was saved by her recently. But the woman's desperate move worked, as the droid opened all the gates and they exit out in the open without being hurt. But the daughter was hurt both physically and emotionally, as she was now not able to trust the woman she planned to escape with. But the woman assured her that it was necessary because otherwise they would both be dead, or at least her. They walked miles and miles in the dark and treacherous world with no destination at sight except the daughter's belief in one. But they were soon caught by a spacecraft which made them hide in the cornfields, and they managed to successfully evade its presence. As soon as they reached the beach, the daughter was overwhelmed by the scenery, as she had not yet experienced this beautiful sight that was before her eyes in all its magnificence and glory. But the daughter was not able to completely trust the woman, so she questioned her about the mines and other survivors to take back the facility from Mother and rescue her brother, but she was fully taken aback by surprise due to the response of the woman, who revealed that there are no other survivors in the mines, as scarcity of resources turned them against each other. The daughter was not able to believe what she was hearing, and believing all this time was a complete lie. She leaves the woman's place to rescue her brother, and walked back miles again till she reaches the facility and finds an army of droids guarding the gates, pointing their laser guns at her. She confidently states the purpose of her visit to the mother, and all the droids made way for her to enter inside. She reaches inside and locks the gate and finds a weapon. Then she confronts her mother, holding her brother with an axe in her hand. The mother warmly invited her to come meet her brother, and she slowly went ahead till she was stopped by the mother to put down the axe before reaching further. She obeyed exactly as asked and reaches her mother empty-handed while took her brother in her arms. The mother tried to reconcile, but the daughter lost her trust as she revealed that she knows about the missing embryos, as they died in cold-blooded murder, and for what? Because they were not as perfect as she planned them to be? She immediately runs away with her brother while traps the mother at the door. But the mother made the daughter realize that she cannot run anywhere where Mother cannot reach her, while the droids outside were also shelling the gates to enter, as they are all connected with a single conscious, and the droids that greeted her outside was also her. The daughter was in despair while the whole facility was at risk, but the daughter begins to understand her limited options. She asked the mother that if her ultimate plan is to fill the earth again with humans, then she should start trusting them from now on, and especially her daughter, as she is by far the perfect human according to her standards, with all empathy, ethics, and moral reasoning combined. The mother accepts the offer and asks the daughter to shoot. As she fired the shot, she broke down in tears while holding her brother. But the droids started leaving while the mother pays a visit to the woman to settle the unfinished business of separating her daughter from it. While the daughter was now in control of the facility, along with other thousands of embryos remaining that could soon fill her world as well as the outside one. That's why this movie forged a unique perspective on the relationship with a machine, which was so intimate and warm, almost like the relations we have with our own machines in the real world. And sooner or later, that has to be revisited with openness without any bias of greed and selfishness. But before you ponder upon this thought, let us know your suggestions or recommendations in the comments below. See you with our next video.